Toussaint, you've been quiet, and are you excited about the first Black woman president? I saw some memes you've been posting about your excitement on saying you're with her. You guys don't know this, but Toussaint likes to model clothes. She designed clothes for years. She's got
I
a
did.
whole line of pantsuits ready to go if Kamala wins. So, Toussaint, tell me about your excitement for pantsuit summer
And Chucks and Pearls.
and Chucks and
Gotta have
well,
that. And
no, that's
sometimes
that's for the
Tim's.
after. That's for the after party.
The Tims are for the black vote. Uh, I'm not excited. I've seen the memes,
Hmm.
and they're pretty harsh. Pretty harsh. They're calling her the original hot Tuah girl.
Oh wow.
That's right.
Mind you, that may help her, right? The
It's
girl
going
got
to
herself a
work.
TV show. She's
It's
beloved
going to
right now.
work the other way around. This is a dream come true. Look, I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was my friend that's visiting. When we were talking about how people keep going, oh, well, she performed so poorly before. Da, 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 da. It's like, well, this isn't the same situation as before. And is this the perfect person at that time? It's an interesting time to be alive, in my opinion, to watch all this go down because none of us on the screen were alive for LBJ's back out. Well, maybe Pascal.
I was born after the December. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't around for LBJ, but I like imagining being around for the abdication of the last czar. That would have been a great moment. But Biden somehow doesn't have Nicholas II energy.
No. No, not at all. Someone says Pascal was part of Nixon's black.
But yeah, one thing
Tucson,
that's going
yeah.
to be interesting about this election is the extent to which you have elements of the security apparatus openly pushing for Kamala Harris. The one thing that comes out of the alignment, one of the places where Project 2025 and the Republican platform most fully align is the need to, purge and reform the FBI, which will go deeper. It's an entire Department of Justice thing. All of the people whose fingerprints are on any of the Trump lawsuits. Well, if Trump is elected, they need to find new jobs. And that's also going to be true of the quote unquote woke generals in the military. All of the intelligence managers, all the intelligence executives, the leadership of the intelligence apparatus that signed those open letters describing Trump as a threat to democracy, American national security, etc. Everyone that implied that he was a Russian asset. All of those individuals, most of whom work or formerly worked in the intelligence apparatus or the law enforcement and security apparatus, well, their jobs, their careers are literally on the line. If you also have the ideological commitment to a particular kind of American state apparatus, one which celebrates diversity in its drone operators and black site waterboarders, then Trump is a really scary existential threat. If you believe that the war in Ukraine is essential to protect American interests or to keep the United States safe from Putin, then all of these motivations might push you in the direction of supporting Harris in ways that are not strictly permissible. But similarly, the Republicans have their own nodes of influence within the security apparatus, as well as the closest thing to organized militia, organized political militia in the United States. I'm not saying that the Republican Party owns them, but things like the Oath Keepers or the groups of so-called Minutemen that sprung up along the U.S. border, the Boogaloo Boys, all of these groups that have self-mobilized and self-organized are very responsive to direction coming from Donald Trump and the Trump campaign.
Pascal?
I think that's absolutely correct. But one of the things I think we have to realize is that how allegiant will Kamala Harris be to the foreign policy wish list of Joe Biden? Do you think that she's going to continue with the temerity demonstrated with the United States supporting of Israel policy, genociding the Palestinians in Gaza? Will she go full throttle with the U.S. war in Ukraine, which Cuba has already alluded to? I think that the way Biden's particularly wedded to the Zionist project is something that is unique to him specifically, and is not necessarily carry on broadly to the whole Democratic Party. And I don't think it would be surprising if she carries out that normal kind of democratic Israel hawkishness with a lighter touch on the Palestinian issue post Biden, because there's a lot of wiggle room there.
Do you guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pascal. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Also on the Ukraine issue, I don't think she's going to be willing to pull out of Ukraine. But how much is she going to be willing to go as a pugilist against Putin? Because that's going to be something that's going to be very interesting to see.
My expectation is that, I've never seen any kind of strong foreign policy orientation from Kamala Harris. She doesn't seem to be particularly interested. She doesn't seem to have any real political commitments, as far as I can tell, beyond a nose for the next expedient step that'll take her up the next rung. I think that she'll go in knowing that if she gets reelected, that the most enthusiastic components of the state apparatus and the policy apparatus are going to be the ones that feel as though they've been saved from Trump house cleaning, and that their particular worldview has been saved from Trump foreign policy revisionism. So I think that State Department, the blob writ large, is going to be friendly towards Kamala. Kamala isn't going to be inclined to overrule them or replace them. And you'll have the same kind of muddling drift of continuing existing incumbent policies that we've seen over the last couple of changes in administration. I think that she'll want to back down a little from foreign policy overextension. I don't think that she'll be able to. A lot depends on whether Netanyahu is able to stay on in Israel, because so long as he's constitutes the leadership there, I don't think we're going to get any sort of durable ceasefire. And there's a lot of pressure for escalation in order to protect the Israeli regime. I don't think that there'll be that Kamala Harris will be much of a protagonist on Ukraine either. The issue will be settled on the battlefield, and it's looking more and more like the Russian advantage will be durable enough so they'll get to set the terms for the post-war. It's a matter of how long the United States, as NATO leaders, are able to spoil that to prevent that from happening. But I think the writing is on the wall. I also think that from a foreign policy perspective, since so much can change depending on the outcome of the election, and so much of American attention is going to be poured in to managing the election results, you're going to have so much of the leadership class from coast to coast focused on their strategy for the election season that may be the optimum time for actors like the Houthis, the Iranians, anyone who has a plan for a strike against American interests. That's the optimum time to do it. While the United States is distracted, while there are other considerations, just like Israel keeps getting hit around Jewish high holidays, it's election season that provides the best window for groups that want to take direct action against the United States.